2026 is just around the corner. If you're watching this in the new year, then it's here already. With AI taking over, algorithms constantly changing, and the barrier to entry to create videos becoming easier and cheaper, I'm going to be showing my predictions for the new year, and also where I'm going to be focusing my time and attention as a video creator myself. Just for a bit of credibility, I am Jack. I've made over 4,000 videos to date in the industry for 10 years plus. 400 brands under my belt: Xbox, Huel, Microsoft, Moju, Canna, Water, Toshiba, Panasonic, and all the big blue chip 500s. Whilst what I say is not truth or verbatim per se, take of it what you will and apply the good parts of what I share here from my experience into your own marketing to have a killer year in the new year. My first prediction is that it's going to be people over artificial intelligence. As of November 2025, the AI race is absolutely booming, and the biggest tech giants of the planet are putting billions and billions of dollars and pounds into building AI infrastructures. Because of that, naturally, there's been a huge rise in AI content from platforms like Runway, from Sora 2, VO3, Synthesia, ChatGPT for idea creation, Gemini, and all the rest. My prediction is that the feed is going to become more disconnected than ever with AI waffle, fodder, and dribble, and people are going to want to connect with other people as opposed to artificially created creative. Naturally, people crave human interaction, which is why there's been a big rise of personal branding over the last couple of years. There's a big influx of brand new communities that are just launching. I run one myself, not to put myself into that boat, but I think they're great. From a content side, I've been seeing more people starting to create long form content, actually diving into showing the behind the scenes of their business or their life, or even going as far as creating 15 to 20-minute vlogs of their day and their week. I feel like as a business now, you kind of have to jump this whole AI trend, but I think in and of that, we're losing touch with what actually matters in marketing and life, which is actually just connecting with people. So I believe that the businesses and the brands, and even yourself, if you're creating content for your personal brand or your YouTube channel or you're starting a podcast or whatever it is that you're doing in terms of output, maintain the human side of it. Try not to steer too much towards the artificial intelligence side and the automation side of things, because I think it's going to really disconnect and remove you from really important factors like trust and rapport and just building relationships with people. Okay, cool, it's going to be faster and cheaper to make my creative from now on, but I'm removing the personal part of it, I'm removing the human side of it. And I think because of that, it's going to really kill a lot of businesses, and it's going to really stagnate a lot of people who are creating content artificially on the internet. And this is great for you as a creator, because the longer you make your content, the more rapport you build, the more vlogs you create, the more insight people have into your world, the more podcasts you do or you create yourself, the more people know about you and your intricacies. That's really important, and it gives you that competitive edge when everybody else is creating fodder and waffle and AI dribble. My second prediction for 2026 is it's going to be largely long form over short form. I would say that short form has dominated the feed predominantly for the last 5 years or so, since basically TikTok integrated the For You algorithm, where we couldn't stop scrolling because we were engineered to just do this and do this and do this all the time. I'm seeing this more and more now. It's a common trend in conversations that I'm having with people, just kind of behind the curtain of business, or if I'm meeting people in real life, or even the content that I consume online. More people now than ever before feel overwhelmed and tired and exhausted of just consuming endless amounts of dopamine and stuff that is throwaway, fleeting moments of attention type content, right? And this is really where I think we're entering a new stage, kind of going back to the OG stages of YouTube. I've mentioned this a few times in my posts recently, but I just think the more you can spend time with people now, the more competitive the advantage that you have in building your brand and marketing your business and getting customers and getting views and building a YouTube channel, whatever it is, that I think you have. Because in that length of time, let's say you're going from a 2-minute TikTok video to a 20-minute YouTube video, you have specificity, you have cadence, you have depth and value and deeper material that people can take, right? With 2-minute pieces of content, I don't remember what I consumed a day ago, but I remember the YouTube content that I watched, and I remember the podcast that I listened to, and I remembered the 10-page deck that I downloaded. That definitely didn't happen. I don't do that. And the questions that you're asking in 2026 shouldn't be around how do we maximize views? How do we get more subscribers? How do we get more people downloading our podcast? It should be, well, how do we build more trust? How do we connect with our audience on a much more emotionally and rationally relevant level? How do we become more transparent as a brand? How do we tell stronger stories? They're the metrics and they're the questions that I would be starting to think about. Shameless plug here, but if you do want to learn how to make quality videos for your own business or your personal brand, click the link below and you'll learn it in the space of 35 minutes how to create an amazing video using a very cool structure from start to finish in 35 minutes. Link below. My third prediction for 2026 is that I think people are going to be focusing more on building smaller audiences as opposed to large ones. On the topic of depth and value and educational material and all the rest of it, I believe that big creators, the biggest people that you see in your feed, be that scrolling through LinkedIn, looking at the big influencers there, or looking at YouTube and seeing the top 1% of creators here, I think they have a pretty big disadvantage compared to smaller creators like myself and perhaps you. And what I'm going to maybe change your mindset on a little bit here is that you don't need as many customers as you think you need. You don't need thousands, which means you don't need tens and hundreds and millions of followers. You need a room full of 100 of the right people. And if 10% of those convert into paying customers, you are absolutely laughing, mate. Okay, especially if you charge thousands of pounds for what you offer, you only need 5 or 10 customers to live a life that is flexible and that is full of financial freedom and less pressure and less stress and less worry. And I'm seeing this happen with some pretty big creators right now. You're seeing Gary Vee starting a smaller daily vlog channel. I'm not sure if he's posted on it, but he's still created it. We're seeing creators like Ed Lawrence and James Smith go from 500,000 subscriber YouTube channels down to 30 to 80,000 subscriber brand new channels. Big audiences work really well if you are monetizing your influence, i.e. if you are getting a certain amount of money per every 1,000 views, you're trying to secure brand sponsorship so they can use your audience as a bit of leverage to get the word out. That kind of following works really well. But for most of you watching, if not all of you watching, you will have a physical product or a service that you deliver and you're trying to get clients and not brand influence. And that approach with your marketing works so much better in smaller audiences as opposed to large whitewash and vanilla ones. The way that I summarize that point is that having large audiences really boosts your ego. You know, it's a vanity project. Oh, I've got 10,000 people that follow me on Instagram, or I've got 1 million people on my YouTube channel. Cool. How much money are you making? Are you getting cash in the bank? Are you converting clients? Are you getting leads through the door? They're really the things that actually matter in marketing, not the superficial vanity side of things, but the tangible, more, I would say, valuable data, those metrics. Cash in the bank, customers, leads. Happy days. Number 4, my 4th prediction for 2026 is experience over burst marketing. Jack, what on earth do you mean by burst marketing? Well, I'm talking about things like short stints and short-term projects of trying to go viral, or a quick ad campaign to throw out there, or a quick lead generation project to try and get some new customers through the door as fast as possible within the next 12 weeks. Otherwise, we're going to die in our business. And that wouldn't be good. The problem with burst marketing is it doesn't really get people embedded into your ecosystem, right? It doesn't get them into your middle of funnel strategy stage where you can nurture them through your video starter pack, like I have, or your free newsletter, or whatever it is. It's just a very quick stint of success. We need to go viral, we need leads, we need to get awareness, we need to nurture people, etc., etc. It's very short burst, very reactive types of marketing. Chances are you are running a business, and that's why you're watching this video, and trying to figure out what trends, what's happening in the new year, how can I really make my marketing better to get customers and to sell my service and to sell my SaaS product or whatever it is, right? To do that, you've got to keep people in this kind of like bubble stage. It's where you tell the story of your brand. It's where you build, again, going back to depth and going back to spending time and rapport with these people, but those burst marketing tactics just don't really work because they are so reactive and they are so fast. They don't ingrain people into the mission and the ethos and the culture that you and your business tried to create. And because of that, you're gonna have a lot of people who jump in and jump out very quickly. You know, they're gonna watch a video and then they're gonna tap out. They're gonna watch an ad and then tap out again. Well, you need to create a way that you can get people's attention and then get them in your system. Newsletters, articles, webinars, workshops, events, free things, newsletters, whatever it is, email marketing. You need a way that is not so reactive and it's much more long-term nurture focused. For example, okay, I could now create an ad that I could run thousands and thousands of pounds on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and it says, join the content club. It's the community to help founders of small businesses or marketers of businesses to create better videos for their business, right? Chances are you'll have some people that kind of tap in and tap out. They go, yeah, maybe I'll give it a go. I'll put it on my to-do list or put it on my bookmarks thing. I'll come back to it later. Or they'll go, yeah, I've got the email. I'll get to it later. Blah, blah, blah. Definitely not tapping that because they remove the cadence. You remove the level of education people need to be able to buy and stick around, right? Or what I can do is spend a year, which I've done already, creating a weekly YouTube video that over time gets more and more views and tends to work harder kind of as the years progress, that help to nurture you, to help to educate you around why your videos aren't working, or how to script a video yourself, or the 10 things you need to do on YouTube or LinkedIn to really grow your channel, whatever it is. I would argue that the latter is the most powerful thing to do. Spend time with people over the long term always beats burst marketing. That's how I see it. That is if you're trying to build brand and you're not just trying to get quick short-term sales in. If you're trying to build brand, which comes down to legacy, reputation, memorability, familiarity, These are things that you can't just build in burst marketing. They are long-term projects that take years and years and years. And that's what I'm a fan of. My fifth and final prediction for 2026 is ideas and not visuals. I'm gonna put it out there and just say to the world that I hate using AI for ideas. For content generation ideas, for concepts of new videos that I can create, whatever it is, I absolutely hate it because it's all waffle. It's just shit. It's just awful. For visuals and creating designs and maybe a carousel or using VO3, for example, to create a quick 8-second video of a puppet holding a pancake, fine. It can do that for you, and I think it's great. And it helps you to bring to life the ideas that you have thought of, but it's crap at thinking of ideas and coming up with ideas for you in the first place. And the reason that I've taken a very bold stand there, set it out there in the world, it's there now, people can screenshot that and copy it forever, is because if everybody now can create visually good looking stuff relatively cheaply and relatively quickly, then what's the differentiator? It's ideas. For example, let's say that you have person A and person B, okay? Person A is just getting started with content creation. Person B has been creating content for 10, 20 years, right? As an industry professional, he's done it for big brands all over the world. The differentiator between person A and person B is not necessarily the way that they create the thing, because I think that that gap is almost bridged now. The barrier to entry for being able to create ideas, it's getting lower and lower and lower. I would argue it's the ideas, it's the conceptual thinking, it's the thought into how that could be created, or the concept development of maybe blending ideas that already exist into something that feels fresh, unique, and innovative. Your ideas and the way that you tell them, I would argue, are the differentiator, right? Not how you create them, but how you think about the idea behind them. And in my opinion, that's how you will stand out in a very saturated, very noisy industry. And arguably, I would say that all industries and all niches are saturated now. There are thousands of different people that do the same sort of product or the same sort of service as you. They might have a different logo and a different vibe and energy, but generally speaking, they offer the same thing for more or less the same price in a slight variation. But again, generally speaking, it's kind of the same stuff. So you now have to push yourself out there, and you have to think differently. And that comes from using your brain, getting your creative juices flowing, and thinking of ideas that haven't been done before. And I'll give you a really good example here, okay? So a company called Veed, they're a pretty good editing software company, have just released AI transitions. Now, AI transitions in theory are pretty cool. You can blend shot to shot. You don't have to worry about how to film stuff yourself. You can kind of blend it, and it looks pretty cool. That alone is not enough to create a great video. It will look great, but whether or not it really emotionally connects and whether or not it really ticks all the boxes and helps to solve people's problems, regardless of the way that it looks, is down to your ideas. It's down to how you have stitched that and used that tool together. So I guess you could say with all these AI tools and ChatGPT doing your ideas for you and stuff, I would say that marketing hasn't actually got easier, it's got harder, but the key thing here is that marketing now has to be more creative. You now have thousands of tools at your disposal at any given time for a relatively cheap cost every month. It's not what tools you use, it is how you use those tools paired with your creative thinking that will be the differentiator for the next 5-10 years. Those are my predictions for 2026. If you agreed or disagreed with any of them, leave your thoughts below. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Now, I'm Jack. I've been creating content for over a decade, and my goal with my YouTube channel is to help you create better videos for free. And there's 2 ways that you can do that. First is to click this video right here and watch how you can make better videos for yourself. And the second is, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, click here, join the creators that we've got in the hub right now, and stick around because I post videos like this every single week. So until then, have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you soon.